Right, shalom, shalom. We are the real Hebrew Israelites coming day in and day out. Prophesy downfall of Babylon the Great, which is America. First off and foremost, all praises, honor, and glory being to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kadash. Double honors to the other apostles of great millstone, salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Brother Shapai, coming at you again with a quick little lesson with the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Give me a second. As you see in the title, are you offended? All right, because you get some of these guys that come in the truth, and they end up getting offended in certain things in the scriptures, or certain things in the doctrines, or even certain orders through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai. Right? You got guys like that. All right. Let me hop straight into it. All right. It's Luke 7:23. All right. This is Luke 7:23. All right. It says what? It says, blessed is he who should not be offended in me. All right. So there are certain things in the scriptures that men get offended at. All right. Yahweh Shai said, blessed is the man who's not offended in me. All right. Because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai will set up stumbling blocks to offend you, to get you out the way. All right. Because certain people just ain't meant for the truth. That's just what it is. Certain people ain't meant to be in this thing of ours. All right, the Lord will bring them in for a little bit and then spew them out. All right. So let's get this. Let's get the parable of the sower. This is Mark 4:17. Let me start with 16. And these are they likewise which have sown on stony ground, who, when they have heard the word, immediately received it with gladness, and had no root in themselves. See, there's a lot of you niggas that there's nothing deep about, man. All right, nothing deep about at all. So, all right, there's nothing deep about you niggas, man. All right. And so they endure, but for a while. What you have niggas that come in the truth, they'll put on a fucking act. They'll act like they're a fucking brother, or what have you. All right. They'll do it for a little bit. All right. They'll endure for a time. Afterwards, when the affliction or persecution arises for the word's sake, immediately they are offended. All right. And there's two ways to take that, right? Because you got guys, all right, sometimes you get, persecuted, and it's for the right reasons. Say if you're getting corrected. Say if you're getting chastised or something of that nature, all right? You don't supposed to get offended at that. When you getting corrected, whether it's forward or kind or however you want to word it, all right, it's for your fucking benefit, man, all right? There's a great house sifting going on right now, man. And Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is using stumbling blocks to weed out the fucking niggards, man. All right? And sometimes you don't need a fucking explanation, man. Sometimes it is what it is. All right? Matter of fact, check this out. This is St. John 6:51. I am the living bread which come down from heaven. If any man eat of this bread, he shall live forever. And the bread that I give, and the bread that I will give is my flesh, which I will give for the life of the world. And the Jews therefore strove among themselves, saying, how can this man give us his flesh to eat? And Yahushua said unto them, verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, ye have no life in you. Whosoever eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood hath eternal life, and I will raise him up in the last days. For my flesh is meat indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He that eateth my flesh and drinketh my blood dwelleth in me, and I in him. As the living Father hath sent me, I live by my Father. So he that eateth me, even he shall live by me. And then Yahushua explained it, right? He said, this is the bread which come down from heaven. Not as the fathers did eat manna, they are dead. He that eateth of this bread shall live forever. These things he said in the synagogue and taught in Capernaum. Verse 60. Many therefore of his disciples, so niggas that endured, all right, niggas that endured for a little bit, all right, or what have you, niggas that endured, all right, it says, many of his disciples, when they heard this, said, this is a hard saying, who could hear it? Who could understand it, right? It says, and Yahushua knew in himself that his disciples murmured at it. And he said unto them, do this offend you? What? And if ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up, what? And if ye shall see the Son of Man ascend up where he was before, it is the spirit that quickeneth, and the flesh profiteth nothing. The words I speak unto you are spirit, and they are life. So then Yahushua went and broke it down further for him, right? All right. But there are some of you that believe not, for Yahushua knew from the beginning who were they that believed not, and who should betray him. So through the Spirit, you're going to have so-called disciples come in this thing of ours and not truly believe. And like Romans say, if it is not of faith, it is of sin. All right? You got these little assholes out here like that, man. All right? And that's just what it is, man. All right? Hold on. So, yeah. That's just what it is, man. Let me turn this damn light on. All right? You got niggas that's like that, man. Okay? So, verse 65, he said, therefore, said I unto you that no man could come to me except it was given unto him of the Father. From that time, many of his disciples went back and walked no more with him, because they can understand the saying or the proverb that Yahweh Shema Shai was giving out. They couldn't accept it. All right? They didn't know how to accept it, if you will. All right? Fix this camera. All right? They were so busy getting emotional, if you will. All right? The man broke down what eating his flesh and drinking his blood was. Then he told you that these words are life. Basically, the word is the bread. But it went over their heads because it wasn't meant for them. It was a stumbling block set up for Yahweh Shem Yahushai. From Yahweh Shem Yahushai to wean the non-believers out, man. All right? Because when you think about it, if these guys knew the law, why would Yahushai tell you to drink blood? We don't supposed to eat blood. That's against the law. They didn't get it. Yahushai literally broke it down to them. All right? But they didn't get it because it wasn't meant for them. All right? Same thing within this truth we have. Certain things are said and done through the Spirit, and the nigga can't get it because he spiritually can't think. He's spiritually offended at what's being said, not knowing that it's for his embetterment. Because what Yahweh Shai said was for their embetterment. To eat and drink this blood, you truly have to fully understand the truth and what you're getting yourself into, man. All right? Hold on, I think this TV is on. Bear with me. Okay. Probably not that. It's probably not that loud. Slack you, brothers. But hey, these niggas get offended. All right, they get offended. This is here's some more scriptures. St. John 16:1. These things I have spoken unto you, that ye should not be offended. So you shouldn't be offended in the things of the word. Even so, there are certain orders that come down from the elders that's, like I said, is for our spiritual embetterment, right? And you may not necessarily agree with it, but you have to take the time to sit and think through the spirit, okay, why are the elders saying this? Why shouldn't we do this? Why shouldn't we do that? Why can't I be my own man and make certain decisions? All right? You know why? At the end of the day, the scriptures talks about the elders watching over our souls to make sure no harm comes our way, to make sure we're not doing things that's not necessarily against the law, but it may not necessarily be expedient. All right? So when those things happen, they correct us on it, or try to give us guidance, or try to give us counsel of what to do and what not to do. And just because you feel like, well, I'm a grown man, I can make my own decisions, or I don't adhere to that, that's an offense. That's a demon in your head that's fucking with you and your salvation, man. You have to be man enough to actually see the spiritual context of why the elders are saying what they're saying. Okay? It's nothing to get offended at. All right? And to be honest, a lot of you niggas get offended over the littlest shit. Minute things, man. Being emotional. All right? About nothing. Literally nothing. All right? And like I said, I just read you the example. Right. These disciples that left Yahushua, they didn't ask why. Well, why we gotta eat your blood, or why we gotta drink your flesh? They couldn't get it, and they didn't have to ask. Yahushua explained it to them. He said, "These words I give you are life." So what was Yahushua saying? My doctrine is the blood in the flesh that you're supposed to eat. Wherefore you will live for eternally, man. They couldn't get it because they were so offended. It was a parable. All right? It was a parable, man. And so with that, I'm saying all praises, honor, and glory be unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Al-Shai, Ba'ashem, Karkadash. Double honors to the apostles of great millstone. Salutations to the elect, wherever you may be. Bible ball.